Good evening and welcome to Iroquois Park Sports Center here in Whitby, Ontario for your Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week featuring the Whitby Warriors and the Brampton Excelsiors. My name is Matthew Carrick, running it back old school with my partner Pat Gregoire tonight as we are fueled by Gatorade and getting set for a good matchup. Two goaltenders, I think, is the story in this one. Pat, with Marcus Medill coming off the 15-3 victory for Brampton. But on the other side of the table, Garrett Thompson getting the start, the rookie, for the Whitby Warriors.
Yeah, a tale of two different tenders, making headlines for different reasons. Ethan Harwood, who's played all but 2 games for the Warriors this season, out due to suspension. In comes Garrett Thompson, making just his 3rd start of the season.
Actually picked up 2 wins, 5 goals against in a 12-11 victory against Six Nations, and then went the distance with 44 saves against KW, as right away off the face-off, Whitby will test Medill early. 37 saves in that win. Here comes Nicholas Belmonte. One of the better face-off men in the league, but he'll have his hands full tonight with Jack Oldman also. Excelsiors looked like they may have gone over and back there. That's what Whitby was saying. However, play allowed to continue with Chris De Silva. He'll work it down, goes to the cage early, testing the 5-hole. And Thompson's first stop is a good one.
You mentioned Thompson, young goalie, just an 0-7 in this league. A big opportunity for him to come in here and prove that he's a goalie that can see some legitimate minutes in the OJLL.
Riley Knox sends it to the outside. Big high step here from Ryan Langill. Out to Jack Oldman. Langill will cut through the middle, tried to use the little underhand shot to get it through, and then the shot clock sounds after it hit off a defender. And one of the more underrated defenses, I would say, in the league are the Brampton Excelsiors. They're big, and they can do damage. Here's Nolan Byrne. What a great week and a half he's had as Byrne got stuffed as he was trying to cut back the other way. Robbie White there to take the ball away from him, but Brampton recovers. Into the stick of Darcy Thompson, who returns to the lineup. Outside shot from the far side. Thompson makes another save, and 3 Whitby forwards come racing out. In the stick of Ben Cromer, his cutback move had it taken away, but illegally by Zachary Shepard. And we're getting our first penalty of the game early. Lucas Littlejohn shot, second one saved as well. Medill feeling it early, but that'll let the Warriors change up here with Littlejohn getting it across to Gabriel Soroketti. And now down in the corner, Oldman. And Littlejohn back across, Soroketti again, down towards the corner. Comes back, low shot, Oldman. Medill makes the save, another rebound here for Whitby. Still on the delayed penalty. Oldman finally quick stick scores.
This is just great ball movement and wherewithal to stay with this. This was 6-on-5 for multiple possessions. As Whitby stays with it, it's a great play by Littlejohn. Hunts down that ball, make sure it doesn't go over and back, finds his man Oldman, throws just a little bit of a twister into the back of the cage, 1-0 Whitby.
Trayson Stewart credited with the assist, as it's Whitby again. Knox one more time. That shot clean through. Medill with the save. Dropped down in front of Trent Robertson. He couldn't pick up. Soroketti does. And here's Knox. Knox will wait it out for the offense to get out there. Far side return back for Oldman. No shot. Had it poked away by Robertson. 10 to go on the shot clock. Knox looking far side for Langill. That bounced off the outside boards. Phoenix pulling, providing defense there, and forced the shot wide, and it goes for a shot clock violation.
It's one thing you notice about this Whitby Warriors offense. They're big. They can move the ball really well. A great balanced offense. The guys that played on that Minto Cup team a couple of years ago as kind of depth pieces now stepping in, being more of those first options on offense.
Jacob Janke by the crease, the OJLL Player of the Week. After a career-high game on Sunday, shoulder save made by Thompson. It was bouncing around in the crease, but a couple defenders there, including the captain, Michael White, able to keep it out.
Nice save from Thompson. A little bit of a different goalie than Harwood. Harwood, a big body, plays angles well. Thompson, much more active. So a bit of a challenge for this defense to play a little bit of different defense in front of the backup goaltender here.
Here's Little John. Jack McAlpine setting the screen in front. He got knocked down. And I was wondering what color shoes McAlpine was going to wear tonight. Can't go Oakville Buzz yellow anymore. Needs to get a name bar, though, because he's wearing just the blank number 22. Cleanly intercepted was the ball by Luke Robinson, who's played as an AP for the Oakville Rock in MSL a lot this season. Here's Oldman. Out to the far side. Stewart cutting through Sora. Kenny got hit after the shot. Medill makes the save. And now another one from Medill. Ball bouncing around. Little John sends it to the outside. Here's Oldman. Oldman for Knox on the run. His shot off the foot of Medill. Rebound out to the boards again. And much as they did, well, nearly Callum Witter, one of the better loose ball players in the OJLL, brings it back the other way. Here's Eric Acton. Quick shot there that Thompson saves. Played back for Byrne, close to the over and back line. The officials say no once again. Outside shot, Acton takes the shot. Thompson the save. Quick pace to start here with closing in on 6 minutes gone in the first period. 1-0 is the score for Whitby. Looking for McAlpine again. The ball bounces here to Robertson. Trent Robertson will play it back to Scott. Hadn't played box lacrosse since midget, we were told, since returning earlier this season. Scott played it to De Silva. He was trying to find a cutter, and it bounced wide into the corner. Running it up is White. Max Taylor. He'll wait for the two Whites, Michael and Robbie, to get off. Michael White going to stay out there, actually, as Trayson Stewart puts it his man. Back for White from the outside. 5 to shoot as it comes back into the stick here. Trayson Stewart, he works into the crease, and just in time to extend the possession.
A couple of huge loose balls by Whitby coming off the stick of Trayson Stewart. A big body, but he's able to use that finesse to grab that tough loose ball around the crease.
Over the top, Riley Knox shoots, and mesh rippled in behind of Medill. That was just the ball bouncing wide, it looked like. Now another one that ripples the mesh after it went off the boards. Medill out of the crease and send it up to Byrne. Byrne, far side, Acton. Wheeling over the top. This is Janke finding Byrne again. Byrne and De Silva and Scott on that left side. They've been working the last about 2.5 weeks. Really good on that left side if you watched our Brampton Excelsiors coverage the last little bit. Didn't show itself that time, but Nolan Byrne really exploded last week. And much of that was to the help of De Silva and Scott. Look out here as Robinson comes in, rattles the cage with a shot off the post. Jack Oldman now for Lucas Littlejohn. Far side, Langio fights through a check. Oldman down to the crease, and Soroketti was tied up just at the last second. Now a shot comes from Jake Darlison. That one bounces away as well. Right down into the stick of Connor Blondin. Blondin was all by himself trying to use the big body. Takes the shot. It bounces in front of Thompson and goes up out of play.
Love the hustle there from Blondin. Fights through a couple of hard stick checks. Probably would have liked them to pull out, let the offense get there, but not able to even get a piece off the goalie, keep possession, so Whitby's going to go down the other end.
Love doing games here because we're right across from the benches. I mean, we've already got Gauze out from the trainer. We got a couple guys sitting on the floor. This is, I mean, it's a hot barn, and it's late in the season as Byrne comes through. Trying to force him back in the crease, I believe, was Owen Lee. Now Byrne gets up and gives a huge shot to Justin Hewitt. Meanwhile, Robbie White here with Darlison. Langiel coming off the bench. Finally, last man, Trayson Stewart. Here comes the screen. No, McAlpine is wearing the bright yellow shoes. As from the outside, Oldman just trying to save the possession. Did get the shot away.
And those definitely just came on. He was not wearing yellow shoes.
Yeah.
Whatever kicks were on his feet before obviously weren't doing the job. Had to go back to the old faithful, went with the yellow. Couple of negative style points, but hey, if it works, you got to get it done.
You take the style points away, I'll give him bonus points because I know exactly who it is. Here's Scott. Hard outside shot.
Yeah, no name bar doesn't matter because we know where the yellow shoes are. Might as well be a name bar.
Garrett Thompson challenging Ethan Robinson of Six Nations for top goalie bucket in the OJLL with that chrome red down to our right. Lucas Littlejohn had to evade the crease to get a second opportunity here. Shot clock didn't reset. It's down to 5 now as Soroketti sets up again. Takes the shot, and Medill's going to stand his ground. Ball just skips away from Cal Witter and then does the same thing to Max Taylor. Thompson comes out to throw the screen. By the way, it is Luke Robinson that's down the tunnel as Whitby comes back in and scores again.
It's Jake Darlison, who has been just nothing short of impressive since joining this Whitby Warriors team. An absolute rip right over the left shoulder of Medill. His 9th goal of the year, up to 23 points, working out the back door. Last year player. Don't believe he has any plans to head south in the NCAA. I do believe he's going to be heading into the draft. And Matt, let me tell you, this is a guy that is going to be just skyrocketing up a lot of GM's big draft boards.
Kind of jack of all trades player too. You talked about him. We saw what he can do offensively. You talked about him playing out the back door. Seen him take face-offs. He just, if you need one of everything, he kind of fits all boxes.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. In that Minto Cup year, he was going more out the O door.
Yes.
And they switched him to the back door about 3/4 through the season. We'll get to that in a second.
As Owen Tapper, another member of that Minto Cup team, ran through the front and did get the shot away. He'll give to Oldman, and now Lee will slow things down.
Darlison goes out the back door 3/4 through that season and just added a completely different dynamic to that transition game. Something that was so vital for them to get not just through Ontario, but to come victorious in the Minto Cup.
Langiel fights through pressure. Still manages to get a shot away. Medill the save. Rebound into the corner where Littlejohn postures up. McAlpine elects not to shoot. He'll give to Langiel. And look at a guy like Littlejohn who feel like he's been playing Junior A forever, still has a year left. Langiel's low shot bounces off a couple panes of glass. Top official Andrew Ecclestone said it tipped on its way, so another chance here for Littlejohn. Finds a cutting Langiel who gets the shot off. Nifty little play from nothing when they had to hurry.
Yeah, most teams would have just thought about flogging it down the floor, make sure you don't turn the ball over. But when you got a big body like Langiel, throw it up there and let the big man get it.
Here's Byrne. He goes to De Silva. Now cross floor. Acton. I think this is where they missed Bowie Horseman, who got traded to Orangeville. That would have been a shot on net for sure. with all the empty space over on the left side.
No doubt about that.
Stumble out of the corner, lost the ball. De Silva, the beneficiary. That shot wide of the mark, however, comes down in front of Witter. He's having trouble with it, and now the over and back will be called. Good job done by Robert Baxter, and a delay of game call coming up here to Brampton. And a conversation about it as well, with Phoenix Pullen being called for the delay game call. Two guys chasing it down towards the corner, and Pullen just put the slash on. Interesting that we hadn't seen that called through most of the summer, but I mean, that's the third one I've seen in the last week now.
Perhaps something, a focus call during the week the officials are talking about, and it might need to be tightened up a little bit.
Langiel to Littlejohn. Remember, their first goal came on the extra attacker. Second one in transition from Darlison. We'll see what they can do on their first power play. Littlejohn to the corner. Cutting through Langiel. Gets the shot. Although rebound picked up by Oldman after the Medill save. To the corner. Up for Soroketti. Who's really become a key piece. You think of where he was in that Minto Cup. This is Soroketti. Sidearm shot. He's seen some big, powerful offenses come and go through this Whitby lineup, and Blondin, shoulder down, tried to go through tackles, and somebody had a little too much there. Looks like Jack Oldman will be the one to come off.
And that's unfortunate. I was really thoroughly enjoying watching that Whitby power play go to work. Pretty much every single play started with Langiel setting that side seal, and they had something moving out of it. So many different variations. As a defense, it's so difficult because you think the same play's coming, but then they have just one little hitch, one little change, and it completely changes the look of that power play set.
6 minutes to go here in the period. Ty Scott will let rip. And Garrett Thompson, I don't know if he was calling for time or what. Trying to get the officials' attention after making that save. Looked like he's going to check the mask. Meanwhile, play back down to our left. As we are 4-on-4 for about 35 seconds now. Brampton will clear the box first. Darlison to the outside. Soroketti, no shot. He'll go to Knox instead. Soroketti from the outside. Screen set by Darlison. Littlejohn shoots and scores.
Whitby upset. The power play was disrupted, but when you have so many skilled players like Lucas Littlejohn, look at the great skip to get over to him, but just perfectly places that shot right by the glove.
And the work to get free in the first place. Setting the big screen, a couple hop steps backwards, knowing exactly how much space he was going to need.
And Medill not able to get that. And that's just what Lucas Littlejohn does. He's not just a facilitator, man. He doesn't just score big goals. He does a lot of the little things. He'll free up space not just for himself, but for his teammates. He does so many things.
So that makes it 3-0. Phoenix Pullen coming out of the penalty box. Stole it away from Owen Lee. Quickly back the other way. Nicholas Belmonte, normally the face-off taker for this Brampton team. He'll give to Ty Scott, first power play of the game for the Excelsiors. As here's Byrne, flips it across the floor. Hard shot there, Nolan Marshall.
Somewhat of a homecoming for Belmonte. He's a Oshawa, Ontario player, got drafted to Brampton. So no doubt playing with a little bit of extra motivation here tonight.
Byrne across center. Going to be a number of those in the next coming years. 8 from this Oshawa Whitby area picked last year, and picking the back of the net is Brampton at the tail end of their power play. Janke's hot week continues.
Yeah, Janke's just on a roll, and that's the thing that happens when a team starts to offload some players, it allows others to step up in big moments. That's exactly what Janke's been able to do with some of the elder statesmen leaving this roster. As Acton with a beautiful skip pass right to the crease, virtually giving no chance for Thompson to make a save.
Here's Janke controlling the face-off as well off the Belmonte win. Ends up off the end glass and back to center. Littlejohn skips down towards Medill, who held on to it a little too long for Littlejohn's liking. Speaking of delay of game potential calls. Surprised both of those got away with it there. Here's Soroketti. Couldn't decide if that was intended for Littlejohn or McAlpine, so it bounces down the boards, and quickly Nolan Marshall in there. As is Witter, as is Blondin. And it's going to be McAlpine that draws it out, takes the shot. It's high up on Medill. Catches it on the cheek, between the cheek and the shoulder on his left side. Nolan Byrne with 3.5 to go. Back up top for Acton. Eric Acton into the corner. Christopher Da Silva. Bit of a stutter step, slipped a little bit. It was the outside shot with under 10 to go. Handled here by Whitby. If you're not familiar with the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, trade deadline was earlier this week, midnight on Saturday, and Brampton traded away Bowie Horseman, their captain, Dante Bowen, one of their big defenders, and their starting goaltender, Connor O'Toole. All of those end up in Orangeville. Picks and Marcus Medill coming back from KW. And I thought the surprise of that was Richards from Orangeville going to KW.
Yeah, that was a massive deal.
That came down about half hour before the deadline. I understand the process was already in place, but with players playing games, had to wait it out.
Well, kudos to the social team at the OJ, because it made things that much more dramatic. But it's a huge deal for both sides. Obviously, you get a lot of quality players to Orangeville. Richard, it's going to be super weird seeing him wearing any color besides the black and silver.
Soroketti's shot looking 5-hole on Medill. And you think of all the good goaltenders who have run through Orangeville. I mean, you can trace it all the way back. Dylan Ward even further. Nick Rose, he goes to Brandon Miller. As we watch Littlejohn here, one-on-one, Medill making that save. It looked like Zach Richards was heir apparent to be the next one.
Mm-hmm. It really did. And he's playing some junior B ball with a very quality team in previous years before that, and it looked like it. And obviously plans had changed, but maybe this is an opportunity for him to go somewhere else and make a name for himself.
Eric Acton's shot there, handled by Thompson. Him and Tapper involved in a little bit of a shoving match as they get tangled up.
Yeah, I think Tapper didn't like the love tap given to his netminder there from Acton.
Closing in on the final minute here of the first period. Riley Knox from outside. He'll go across the floor. Down in the corner, Langio. Oldman wants the pass. Gets it now. Screen in front from Knox. Back and forth across the floor. Eventually found McAlpine. And Langio's return pass couldn't quite get there. Blondin running transition again. He'll pass it into the body of Ty Scott. We'll see if they go 2 for 1. I think they were trying to with Nolan Marshall wide open on the crease, but ball just bounced in and out of the stick. Justin Hewitt here for Oldman.
Instructions from head coach Kevin Jenkins saying hold it. Some teams will elect to go for the 2 for 1. There's a few seconds over 30. Instead, they're going to use the shot clock here.
And that'll set up pretty much guaranteed Brampton timeout. As each team has 2, they can use any point during the game, but 1 per period. As McAlpine's shot was saved, and right on cue, Pat O'Toole and company signaling that they do want the stoppage with 9 seconds to go in the period.
You said almost guarantees it, but with the way that Whitby's offense has been picking up loose balls, there's a good chance that they were going to get that offensive board and maybe call a timeout themselves. But great job by Brampton to do everything in their power, get that loose ball. Mind you, the ball is going to start in the other end. It's enough to get something going, but Whitby obviously doing everything in their power to milk out the clock as much as possible, then try to get a shot.
Reminder to subscribe here on YouTube. Our next game comes your way on Saturday. It's a 7 p.m. start from Ted Reeve Arena. I don't think we've ever done a game from Ted Reeve Arena. It's been a long time since we've done any Beaches game, period. So that one's going to be a fun one.
That'll be great in the sandbox. The house that Stephen Keogh built. Although I think it was built a long time before that.
Maybe Ted Reeve built it. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Orangeville Northmen in to face the Beaches, who lost in regulation this week for the first time. Here's Ty Scott. Cross for Marshall. Low shot. That one hit a body in front, and the horn sounds rather quietly as the officials call an end to this first period. Action-packed back and forth with a 3-1 lead for Whitby.
Really nice set piece by Brampton, but even better work from Darlison to fight through the pick, get the pressure on, not allow that shot to get off. A great first period here from the IPA.
And 2 more to come. The second is in about 10 minutes' time. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week, fueled by Gatorade. We'll bring you back to Whitby after this timeout.
It's a way of preserving our history, tell the story, of the men and women that built the organization, the teams and the people that came after that to keep the tradition going.
It just felt like you were part of something bigger than yourself.
He's been there since '78 to see what it is now. Man.
Just the right place at the right time with the right people, and it created this aura around it, this culture.
It's mental or bust. Makes me want to go out and play for another one.
Teams want to try to embarrass us, we'd kick the shit out of them.
It's impressive how many guys that have played in Orangeville are playing in the NLL, that are coaches, executives. There's a reason.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
Teams make their way back out onto the floor here at Iroquois Park Sports Center after a 3-1 first period for Whitby against the Brampton Excelsiors here on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week, fueled by Gatorade. Matthew Carrick, Pat Gregoire, and our JVI Sports Network crew here to bring you the action. Oldman and Belmonte face off again. Two of the better draw takers in the league, and it's going to be Oldman who gets it quickly up to Tapper, now into the corner. Soroketti over the top, and Medill now in the net to our right makes a good left arm save. Meanwhile, Belmonte, not sure that he had a chance to get off and switch. That's definitely a face-off stick now that I see the head. As Witter pulls it down the boards. I was wondering if he was going to try and take a shot with it, though. Acton, Nolan Marshall will. And it's hung on to into the midsection of Garrett Thompson.
I thought Garrett Thompson had a really good first period.
Yes.
Nothing outrageous, not any highlight reel saves by any stretch of the imagination, but anything in front of him. He not only did he make the save, the rebound control was really impressive.
Worth noting, Craig Johansson, the backup goaltender from the Green Gales, I believe.
Yes, he is. Started all but, I believe, 2 games for the Green Gales this year. A heavy workload for him.
Gonna enjoy a night off. Doesn't even have to, I was going to say doesn't have to work the door, but he is. Because their equipment manager back for the Green Gales as well. Whitby were pretty excited to have their boy back.
Said it was the biggest free agent pickup.
Well, as we hype them up, Brampton scores and assists to the 2 guys up here, I guess. Apologies to Whitby fans everywhere, but this is just a great shot. I don't think there's anything we could have done about it either.
No, great backflip, and it's just comes right out. Look at how far out that is. Just the flick of the wrist from Chris De Silva, who, again, one of these players for Brampton who in the last week and a half has just elevated their game to a completely different level.
Well, last time we were in Brampton, I asked their staff about that, and they said that's when we found out that Ty Scott really hadn't played box since midget. And him coming back, the big body, there's 3 guys now on that left side that can mix up so well, and you never know where the shot or the screen's going to come from, as Robbie White tries to take a shot of his own.
Yeah, great point. And you mentioned that guys are getting back from school. Nolan Byrne playing Junior B with Gloucester last year, so just a few games to really find their groove. And that one, Scott unloads.
Ty Scott good for a couple of these per game and starts this offense with Brampton tying it up early on here in the period.
Yeah, nothing special here. A little flip pass over to Scott, who comes off the bench. Scott recognizes no slide coming. The late change opens up all that free space. He lets that fly. That is a goal scorer's goal.
Last goal from Neil Adamson, credited to Neil Adamson off the stick of Chris De Silva, but back-to-back goals in, oh boy, math is hard, 38 seconds.
I'm glad you weren't looking at me, partner.
Got there. Soroketti across. Stewart took a bump as he cut through. Little John did as well. Soles of his shoes look better than the kicks themselves. The neon green there, but we will get a cross check to the big man, Connor Blondin.
Yeah, we'll see right here, top of the screen. Shot goes, shot right on the back. Official's going to call that 10 times out of 10. Mm-hmm. Really like Blondin's game. He's a big body, plays physical. He can move well for a big guy. That one there just towing the line a little bit too much.
Well, and I think tonight we're noticing him more because Dante Bowen not in the lineup. Him and Bowen play a similar style game. Trent Robertson as well. I mean, we talked about the big size and physicality of this Brampton defense. Cheviello, we see over Cheviello, down on the crease. As I was properly told his pronunciation before the game. But really the star of the show was Dante Bowen. Every time he would take off in transition.
Oh, he's must-see TV. If he can't run around you, he's going to run for you.
Here's Soroketti across. Little John into the corner. Second power play here of the game for Whitby. Soroketti. Back shot from Littlejohn off a body in front. Still bouncing around. Brampton player takes a swipe at it, and that's Callum Witter, who's one of the unsung heroes on this Brampton team. Incredibly good player.
Now, you mentioned that he's a loose ball machine. Most instances, I think he recognizes, picks up that loose ball, maybe tries to go for a little bit of run. He sees that there's only about 3-4 seconds left on the clock. Instead, he just whacks it down the floor, doesn't cause any problems, knows that time will expire, let his offense kill. Not only is he a great player, Matt, he's obviously showing he's got some great IQ as well.
Brampton killing off time. De Silva wants another outside shot. And that must have been the conversation in the room. Listen, a guy who's only started twice this year, let's start firing the ball on him and see what happens. So far, they've got the time, but Whitby still 30 seconds to go on their third power play of the game.
We saw last time Langeal in the middle going with a little bit of a box in one look. We'll see now back to what we saw in that first period with him on the shooter position.
Littlejohn up to Soroketti. Langeal will shoot with a twister. Knox, who's getting up slowly after he was taken down on the crease, and heads up in the timekeeper's box. As that ball came in hot and heavy. Soroketti back through Knox. Dying seconds of this power play. Of the 3 goals scored by Whitby so far, 1 4-on-4, 1 extra attacker. But now 0 for 3 on the man advantage tonight. Knox from the outside in the corner. Littlejohn. Langeal pops out, takes top spot. Soroketti down into the corner for Trayson Stewart. Stewart back for Soroketti. His shot. Midhill makes the save. And Littlejohn was knocked down behind the play again. And fans wanted another call that didn't come. Here's Witter. One-on-one with Justin Hewitt. Close to that over and back line, but Neil Adamson does get away. Ends up with the ball tight to the crease. And a good save from Johnson. Here's Scott. Delayed penalty coming to Whitby this time, and Marcus Medill making a long run. Up top, here's Janke. Nolan Marshall, 10 to shoot. From the outside, Byrne took a couple extra steps before releasing. It's off of Thompson, and rebound still up for grabs, and it's finally touched by Ben Cromer, and we'll get the penalty call.
We'll see. It was quite some time as this get the opportunity of the shot here. Just that penalty there. Ooh. And stop if you heard me say this before. Lacrosse, it is a game of runs. That's what's going right here. 3 straight goals for Brampton now. They kill that penalty off. Now they get a power play. It feels like the floor is completely tilted in their favor.
Robert Baxter for a high stick. Gives the opportunity here to Brampton, their second power play. Janke scored on their first opportunity back in that first period. Errant ball here, though. Out from the corner. Tapper got knocked down, and Trent Robertson may be lucky that's just called minor interference for one of the penalty minute leaders in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. 6 minutes gone already here in the second period. Whitby trying to kill time on their penalty. Phoenix Pullen lost his man. It's Knox that snuck through. Cutting towards the crease, Oldman, who took the shot. It bounces right back to Robertson, who had Witter with him. He pulls out. Goes off to the bench, and now Byrne will slow things down. Hidden ball play with Acton. Acton back to Byrne. Up top, Marshall. Acton wants to shoot. Gives to Byrne. He wants to shoot. Took it through. That was cleanly soaked by the defender, Ben Cromer. Shot clock reset, though. Tapper gets away from Byrne. And now going to run it up in the direction of center floor. 7 minutes gone here in the period. 3-3 tie with 15 seconds left to go in Baxter's penalty. Shot clock will allow them to take it the entire way if they so choose. Stewart from the boards sends a sidearm shot wide of the net. Came back down. Look out here, Blondin. Baxter out of the penalty box, and Blondin's lucky he had the size advantage. Otherwise, that was setting up to be a highlight reel hit. Go back to that KW game against Brampton. You want to see a couple big ones that Brampton threw. Dante Bowen had one to cause an over and back, and then Trent Robertson absolutely blew his man up on a similar play where the ball carrier had no idea he was about to arrive on scene. Here's Sorchetti. The swim move. Back to the twist to the crease, and McAlpine just missed with his shot. Took a low cross check there that could have been called, but the shot clock runs out on Whitby.
You don't want to take away the creativity of a player like Sorchetti there, but he goes for that little twister feed on the crease. I don't think his teammate was even expecting the pass. You probably just like him to take that shot. He gets enough space for himself. Get that shot off. Maybe throw the twister shot instead rather than trying to force a pass to the crease.
From the outside, Byrne puts the swim move on his man. Back across here. Jumping shot, Acton. That one just sailed wide of the top corner. Now De Silva looking to chase it down. Owen Lee going to stop him from doing so late in the shot clock. And Whitby pick up, and they'll cross center. Should let you know there's one other game in the league tonight. Orangeville Northman up 5-0 on Oakville. Right now, Linden Hill getting the start. And I believe the first OJLL start for Carter Stevens of the Oakville Buzz. 5 to shoot for Whitby. As that one swallowed up by Lucas Littlejohn. Blondin was in there involved again, as was Zach Shepard. Robertson gets past Tapper, who recovers. Nice on a back check to take that away. Tapper going after the loose ball, but Byrne is there in front of him. It bounces back to the captain, White.
Great play by Tapper. He has been logging some serious minutes here tonight once again. Doesn't throw that back check right away as he gets beat. He waits. As soon as that stick comes up, boom, right out of the stick.
Here's McAlpine from the outside. That shot, they don't reset the shot clock. Here's 10 left to go. As Oldman cuts back, met the wall. That is Ben Baker as he was falling, and 2 Excelsiors come out. It's Adamson trailing the play, and that is a nice save from Garrett Thompson. First to hold his ground off the pass, and then to go to his right with the shooter.
That's that athleticism for him able to make a stop like that. Probably his best of the night so far.
Midway mark of this second period. Knotted at 3 on the back of pair of early goals from the Excelsiors here in this period. Here's Trayson Stewart. His pass down towards the crease. Took a couple stabs at it, did Oldman, before finally getting a shot, but Medill there to make the save.
A really nice feed by Stewart. Not able to finish that. Is Oldman the jack? No pun intended of all trades. He's another guy like Darlson who can play all over the floor.
Byrne stops up off the end boards. Acton! Oh! Did Thompson stop that one too?
I think he did, Matt.
Goodness. Hewitt running out. Garrett Thompson doing his work down to our left. We'll see if Whitby can answer off to the right side now. Sorchetti for Langio. Back up Lucas Littlejohn. Fake tie, goes low, finds the pipe. And Langio having trouble with the rebound. Now does bring it down and eludes Phoenix Pullen. Back far side, McAlpine shot saved as well. Rebound bounces out. McAlpine couldn't pick up, got knocked down on the loose ball, and we'll get an interference call. Langio up top to Littlejohn. Trayson Stewart passes for Sorchetti, a fake That one looked like that might have hit the outside of the post. And then the backboard's picked up by Brampton. Got 8 seconds to clear center. Witter lost the ball as Soroketti goes for the strip and gets it back. Caused turnover, not a stat here in the OJLL, but good play from Soroketti as the Army, the official, goes high. There's 6 Excelsiors out there on the floor playing defense. 6-on-6.
Yes, the rare 6-on-6 lacrosse.
Outside here, here's Littlejohn. Soroketti passing through Littlejohn, bounces it to the feet of Medill, and it goes up and out of play. Medill wants a water break and is going to be obliged as it's a too many men call coming against Brampton.
Yeah, that's one of the ones where it's too many men. Arm goes up. Oh, we got too many. We might as well keep the 6 out there. Don't bother running back and getting off the floor.
Here's a look at the save from Thompson, I think. Watch him come across here on act. Yeah, he does get the stick on that. Goodness.
Yeah, I think Justin Hewitt gets a stick on it. It goes through. And then Thompson's able to get just enough of the stick there. That is a massive save.
Liam Odette will serve the penalty. I did call a 6-on-6 goal in the President's Cup this past summer. Shanny and I were working together one of the early games.
I was going to say, I don't recall that one. That one must have not have been one of my games. Also, it's the Prezzies. Anything can happen at that tournament. And I mean anything.
I'm offended you weren't watching our games when you weren't calling.
Oh, I remember that game now. That
okay,
yeah.
There it is. Soroketti from the outside, rounded double screen. Langille went down in front and is going to go straight off to the bench, but
this is a beautiful set piece. We'll see Soroketti. They're running a wheel. Stewart sets that pick. Langille sets another, and there's no way Brampton's going to be able to get through that, and that is an unfortunate bounce there for Langille.
Soroketti's follow-through looks like it hit Langille, who goes straight down the tunnel with the trainer. That is not good.
Oh, very unlucky, but beautiful set piece with that double screen. 2 big bodies like Langille.
Belmonte winning the faceoff. He flips it to Witter. Save made by Thompson. Kicked it into the corner where Oldman will come out, and now keep your eye on the left side of the offense here. No Langille. Tapper, not sure if he's aware of that or not, but he's going to stay up either way. Him and Soroketti, the lone 2 lefties. Intercepted cleanly, and Trent Robertson in a race with Soroketti. Robertson going to win it, shoots on the run, and Thompson with another big save here in this second period.
I know Soroketti doesn't get a stick on that, but that back check forces that rush shot from Robertson. A really nice job by Soroketti. Another hustle play. File that under things you love to see.
Littlejohn knocked down after the ball was popped out free. McAlpine picks up. Had a quick peek at the shot clock that shows 10 seconds. Darlison, a bounce shot. He actually caught Medill going down, but the big upper body, still enough room that he can make the stop.
And until we see if Langille comes back out on the floor, expect to see Darlison, whether he's going to go out the Odor, play a little offense, go back in reverse transition, or go at the back and run up. I think we'll be seeing a lot of number 7.
De Silva swim move, return pass from Byrne, and cleanly intercepted. Here comes Darlison in transition, and the shot saved from Medill. Meanwhile, back the other way is 7 counterpart. Marshall picks the corner. Little welcome back to the lineup moment for Nolan Marshall.
And Marshall picks up this loose ball, just puts on the afterburners. Look at this release, Matt. Looks like he's going over that far shoulder, but it's so deceptive, completely fools Thompson. Goes over the right shoulder and in. That is a pure goal scorer's goal.
Belmonte, another clean face-off win. He's down there with Janke. Takes the shot with the face-off twig. Garrett Thompson there to turn it aside as we're tied up at 4 with 5.5 to go here in the period. Soroketti bouncing around here on the outside. It's going to be Tapper that joins him on the left side of the floor. Low shot from Oldman, bounces off the end glass, and we'll go for the over and back. Credit the training staffs here tonight because, again, we can see down the tunnel. There's Brampton trainer putting in work. Saw the Whitby one chasing Langeal down the tunnel earlier, and guys looking for fans and water and all kinds of attention here this evening. Heads up. Clock cam down in the stands. They were shooting target practice, and a slash going to be called here to Brampton. And is there more coming to Liam Odette?
It sounds like a 2 and a 10 from Adam Gardner. And that's
and the gate. Obviously can't hear what was said, but
probably for a good reason, Matt.
Well, my next comment was going to be a quick hook, but conversation did continue all the way back towards the penalty box. It'll be Thompson that comes over to serve, and I thought the initial penalty was slash, but only the unsportsmanlike goes up on the board. So a 2-minute power play here. Langeal is back out there to take his spot with Stewart and Soroketti, who passes to Little John. Save made by Medill. Rebound bounces out towards the hockey blue line. Up high, can't come down with it was Robertson. Soroketti does. So whatever ailed Langeal doesn't look to be too severe. Big head fake from Soroketti. Then he lets fly off the foot of Witter. This one's going to bounce into Brampton's bench.
Matt, quickly just looking here, the game sheet does have it down as an unsportsmanlike, and then a 10 for another unsportsmanlike, and then abusive official for 10.
Okay.
But I do recall it being a slash. So maybe
a slashing signal, yeah.
Could have been reported incorrectly or just recorded incorrectly, but that's what's going to go down on.
Well, unless the extra conversation, Soroketti goes across. Don't want to say the official forgot about the slash, but Oldman here. Either way, as we said, just the 2 minutes on the power play for Whitby, their fourth of the game. Firing blank so far. Here's Witter. Janke comes off the bench. And we'll put a halt on it. About 7-second difference between the penalty clock and shot clock, so the Excelsiors can't take it all the way. Janke will step up and shoots that one wide and bounces right into the stick of Michael White. Dying seconds of the man advantage. And indeed, we are back 5-on-5, and the Warriors are 0 for 4. Darlison misses McAlpine. Back to Little John. Him and Darlison play catch. Darlison's lane to the crease was blocked off. So was McAlpine's, but he responded with an over-the-shoulder shot. That went off a defender. Connor Blondin. Over center to Byrne now. 2.5 to go here in the period. Outside shot. That hits off a body and is going to find the seats. Baxter down the boards here for Soroketti. Oldman will put it in the corner. Back for Soroketti again. Big tie-up here on the near side. We get a tripping call. One official said interference. The other official says trip. And Soroketti now limps off the floor.
That is something you do not want to see if you are a Warriors fan. Another key lefty. Slow to get off. And, yeah, that is no doubt.
Almost looked knee-on-knee between Soroketti and Belmonte. And then Soroketti landing on his own stick for good measure.
This power play is going to look completely different. Langeal back out there, good news. So they're going to go righty strong with Little John at the top. And for a team like Whitby, got so many good looks. The power play has looked great, but they haven't been able to come away with too much here.
Langeal in the corner, Trayson Stewart. Initial pump fake and then score. Jack Oldman finally on the power play for Whitby.
And sometimes you can draw up all the best plays, but sometimes something simple works. Little John sets the seal, then goes to the crease, sets another seal. Oldman recognizes there's a little bit of space, probably a bad angle, but when you shoot the ball like that, we've seen him, first goal of the game, a very similar shot as he gets that skipper to go.
And gives Whitby a 5-4 lead. This game has been within 2 the entire way. Little John, collision over there, got it away from Witter. Brampton fans wanted a penalty call, none upcoming. As look out, Oldman took a shot as he came crashing through the middle of the floor. Here's Baker with 1.5 minutes to go in the period.
And you can tell, you don't even have to look at the stick, you can just tell the way that Oldman shoots if he's got his face-off stick in his hand or if it's his forward or defensive stick. The release is completely different based off the way that head is.
De Silva. Cross to Acton. Room for him to run. Had a hold to the right side of Thompson, who was coming over quickly again. Somehow keeps it out. Another one that's off the post.
That's at least 2 now for Acton. He's come real close.
Brampton bench going to pick up an unsportsmanlike penalty here as Thompson runs his way off the floor. Big opportunity for Whitby upcoming. Here's Trayson Stewart. Low shot, hits off a leg. Comes right back to the rookie, and Little John won't have time to get a good quality shot away. And just in case he was thinking about a late one, Blondin right in his face.
Brampton fans who made the trip don't exactly agree with the call down on the floor.
I'm fairly certain that something came off the bench. Bench minor unsportsmanlike is going to be the call, and a chance for Whitby to go up 2 here without burning a timeout.
Great point, Matt.
Sorchetti.
Massive swing.
Here's Langeal from the corner. Sorchetti, here comes the play. All the lefties moving now. Little John. His shot caught against the left leg of Medill.
That's a little bit of a heat check from Little John.
Now they're going to call Nolan Byrne for running through the crease. And Whitby, with no time to do anything, that one will be launched into the safety netting. And the second period ends with Whitby on top 5-4.
Great pace back and forth early on in that period. A couple penalties slowing things down. But Whitby here with a massive opportunity. They're up 1, and they're going to start this period with at least $127 or less to try to increase their lead by 2.
Brampton coaching staff not going to go quietly into this good intermission, but perhaps we will. We'll take about 10 minutes or so. Well, more whistles. I don't know. We should probably run some commercials. This is the
Let's pay some bills.
Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week, fueled by Gatorade. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
It's a way of preserving our history, tell the story, of the men and women that built the organization, the teams and the people that came after that to keep the tradition going.
It just felt like you were part of something bigger than yourself.
He's been there since '78 to see what it is now. Man.
Just the right place at the right time with the right people, and it created this aura around it, this culture.
It's Minto or bust. Makes me want to go out and play for another one.
Teams want to try to embarrass us, we'd kick the shit out of them.
It's impressive how many guys that have played in Ortho are playing in the NLL, that are coaches, executives. There's a reason.
With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
While the Brampton Excelsiors make their way back out onto the floor here for the second period, Whitby Warriors do the same off to our right, and Pat O'Toole led the charge out, and he got his money's worth with the officials. I did see him point once at the ref, once at the box, and then once up to the sky. So I'm pretty sure that was referencing the Liam Odette unsportsmanlike penalties that we saw in that period, but he was hot when he came out of the change room. Meanwhile, on the scoreboard, the Whitby Warriors lead 5-4 after, 3-2 the period there for Brampton. It was 3-1 after one for Whitby. No shots to tell you about, but it is still a power play here for the Warriors. Oldman at the face-off, wins it back to Tapper. Matthew Carrick and Pat Gregoire here to call this one for you. Littlejohn elects not to shoot. Waiting for Knox to get in position down in the corner. Langiel and Sorchetti. They work it back off the top all the way to the outside. Now back to Littlejohn, and Medill comes over to his right to make the save. Something about that net to our left tonight, Patty.
All the big time stops have been down in that corner. That one might be one of the best stacking the pads is Medill. A little throwback save there.
Ty Scott backing away from top spot. Trying to kill as much of this penalty as they can, by the way. Congratulations, Brandon Montour, Minto Cup and now Stanley Cup winner. One of three, according to Jonathan Donville. You can check that report at Lacrosse Culture Daily. Joe Neuendijk, familiar to this building, has done the same double. Littlejohn cross floor, Langiel working it through. Sorchetti took a little bit off the shot. Now Littlejohn's sidearm bounces wide, and Witter and Littlejohn will go one-on-one across center. Witter going to slow it up in the dying seconds of this power play. 1 for 6, the Warriors on the evening with the man advantage. Have had their opportunities, but this Brampton defense, like we said, pair that with Marcus Medill in his second start in an Excelsiors uniform. Just holding it to a 1-goal lead right now for Whitby. Let's credit Garrett Thompson as well, who's played a good game in only his second career start. Jack McAlpine up top, Darlison. Oldman, far side, too high for Langiel. In behind the net now, Darlison. His pass picked off. The number of times that passes are cleanly intercepted by this Excelsior defense. Every game we see it is staggering.
Yeah, they're big, they're athletic, not afraid to get up and force the issue.
And most of them are back next year.
That's the thing, Matt. I mean, they're probably ahead of schedule. I know they dump off some serious pieces, but this is a team that probably is exceeding expectations, certainly outside of that locker room. Inside, maybe that's a different case. But now when you do get rid of some veteran players at the deadline, it opens up opportunity, and they're still able to get some playoff experience. It's huge for this group.
Here's Littlejohn. Couldn't find Trayson Stewart. Thought we might get our first white down of the game as McAlpine left a big oil slick just outside the top of the fan there, but play continues with Baker finding Byrne. Usually a slick surface here at Iroquois Park. Going back for Byrne again. Big screen set to Silva. Now from the outside, Janke. His shot goes wide. Second chance, scores. Had to hurry it late in the shot clock. And Jacob Janke can stay hot.
Janke picks up his second of the game. misses the net. Whitby's not able to pick up the loose ball. He finds his own rebound off the backboards and hammers his second of the game to tie this up at 5 apiece.
Eric Acton and Nolan Byrne pick up assists, their second and third of the game so far, respectively. Belmonte won the face-off. Here's Ty Scott. Him and Byrne work well together on that left side. Like we said, they go to the trailer off the bench. It's Acton. Did get a quick shot away that Byrne handled the rebound. Byrne now wants to go to the crease. They try the quick stick again, and their man is drilled, and there's 3 officials' arms high on this one. I don't think there's any argument. Well, I stand corrected. There's a couple Whitby players.
Always an argument, man. Always.
Yeah, okay.
See here, Byrne comes hard across. It's going to actually be both Dempers.
Oh.
I thought there was a chance. I saw Ecclestone's hand up in one area, and Gardner had the other one. So it's the initial hit in the middle of the floor from Tapper, but then also behind the net, Dempers got a good piece. So this is certainly not a small opportunity for Brampton here.
Byrne behind the back to Scott on the crease. Up top, Acton goes behind his back. They work it back again, looking for Scott. That one bounced wide. Here's Acton. Out to the outside with under 10 in the shot clock. Thompson makes the save and makes sure the rebound didn't get too far out for Brampton to get another chance. Michael White. When they need a big defensive play, that's who Whitby turned to. Really burst on the scene in that Minto season. And has become the leader of this Whitby Warrior squad. Chases his own loose ball. He's going to take on a triple team now, but kills off 30 seconds or more of this 5-on-3. Baker to Byrne. Scott will flip it back. Acton, far side. Now Marshall. Acton working down to the crease. Scott and Byrne. Around the back. Scott thought he saw a corner. And Thompson took it away as running into this is Jake Darlison down floor. Medill steps up to turn the breakaway shot away. But now Darlison has to hurry up. Still 5-on-3 for another 25 seconds.
And Brampton, one of these teams that actually elect to go 5-on-3. A lot of the times we'll see someone hang high as that safety. You go 4-on-3 instead. They're using that extra body to throw some big picks.
Marshall was working over Darlison. And now Byrne tries to go over the top of Thompson, who recovers nicely. Few yells off that Whitby bench as they wanted a penalty, but both their penalized players will come out. And not a small opportunity for Brampton, as you said. But now turning back the other way, Owen Lee's shot. See if Whitby can turn it back. Kill a penalty like that, it can shift momentum back your way just as well as a couple goals. Jack McAlpine, quiet so far tonight. He'll pass off to Langio. A lot of offensive players quiet tonight with only 9 goals.
Thought that one went off the post there, I guess not.
Here comes Robertson on his wrong side, leading transition. Thompson will come out. 10 goals in the game, 5-5 as we get another penalty to Whitby, a too many men call. Now Jordy Jones-Smith not happy.
Yeah, he's going to try to plead his case. Mind you, when I looked up, I only saw 5 white shirts, but at that point, that could have been too late.
Again, Craig Johansson, the junior Bean goaltender, working the door tonight, worth mentioning. Eric Acton to Byrne, who puts it in the back of the net, and Garrett Thompson not happy.
Only a matter of time until the pride of Gloucester. Byrne throws that little twister, and he has such an unbelievable release. Throws the twister, goes right by the hand of Thompson. Another one of these great players from the Capital Region, plays for Gloucester, played for Gloucester Junior B last year, had the opportunity to come to Brampton, and man, he has taken that opportunity and ran with it.
And here's Witter trying to feed it through the middle, just in and out of the stick of Byrne. Went sky high. Brampton now back in the lead, 6-5. 3 minutes away from the halfway mark. Little John to Oldman. I was going to say, as Oldman tries to drag it through to the net, that part of the province having themselves a moment, but they've been having themselves a moment for a couple of years now. Here's Witter. Big high step move from Scott, comes around the screen from Da Silva. He goes down hurt. We get the crease violation. Da Silva with a word for the official, and he'll go off. Robbie White lowers the shoulder into Blondin, takes the shot, rolls back up top, and we need a wipe down in the crease of Garrett Thompson. Gives us a chance to check in Oakville. Orangeville Northman now up 12-3 on the buzz. An 8-1 first period for them. And remind you that we're back on, Saturday. As Byrne, another look at that power play goal.
It's only a matter of time till that guy found the back of the net. He had so many opportunities, but he's a player that realizes early in the game if his shot's not sinking, he's going to be more of a facilitator. He has so many different tricks in his bag, and tonight it's been about the facilitating. We've seen him take over games with goal scoring. We've seen him dish out some great feeds. Well, tonight it's been mostly playmaker, but when he gets the opportunity, he cashes in big.
Coming off a career high 11 points against the Oakville Buzz, that 15-3 victory. Prior to that, 4 goals, 6 points, 4 and 7 in the overtime win against KW, and a 10-pointer against the Arrows, 5 and 5. There's a 1 goal, 1 assist sandwiched in there in the Beaches loss, but I mean, Nolan Byrne has come alive here as we come into the home stretch here in the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League season. Over the top, Langill across for Little John, his low shot. 5-hole slam shut by Medill. Have 4 to get out of the crease, and they were close to that. Have 8 to get over center, and that was tight as well. Meanwhile, trailing the play is Nolan Byrne. Shot saved by Thompson. So come all the way up top to Eric Acton, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there's players everywhere.
Again,
arm of the official high. This will be to Brampton.
Yeah, and that was 6 at the moment. I think they might have even had 7.
7, yeah.
At one point. I was just about to say really poor change by Whitby. Somehow, it looked like they got everyone back in reverse transition. Then they elect to change. And somehow it ends up being almost a 4-on-1 the other way. And then as I'm about to say bad changes, Brampton goes and does that. But then they have too many instead of not enough, which is going to end up giving Whitby a much-needed power play here to try to tie up this game.
Poor Darcy Thompson's been in the box about 4 times tonight, and none of them have been his fault. Here's Soroketti across the Langill. Soroketti top spot down in the corner. Working out Little John, faked initially, then shot goes across the floor. Stewart denied by Medill, but recovered by Knox, and will go again. That's Oldman, down in the corner. Bounce pass far side to Trayson Stewart. Langill in the middle. Oldman now, Little John, low shot. Save made by Medill. Where's the ball? in the stick of Brampton. Lowering the shoulder is Robertson. He's going to run transition. Witter backdoor. Big save stepping up there, Thompson. Janke trying to chase down this ball as it rolls into the corner. Alternate captain Neil Adamson there. Janke takes a chop as he works across the restraining line. Byrne. Bit of a stare down to Max Taylor after he took a two-hander. Now De Silva cross floor. Acton. Janke will step up to throw the screen. Acton slams in the brakes. Shoots over top. And that's off Thompson and out. And Brampton will get a fresh 30. 24 seconds left on their penalty. Not much doing on this, the 7th power play of the game for Whitby tonight. Warriors trail 6-5. Byrne being held against the boards. A couple cross checks there from White. They were getting more vicious with each one before Byrne finally ran away from trouble. Now the ball is going to work into the stick of Robert Baxter, but it comes right at the tail end of the power play. 1 for 7 now are the Warriors. Riley Knox. All the way back up top to Tracy Stewart. Soroketti, Knox. Cross here to Oldman. He's backing away from pressure late in the shot clock. Soroketti releases from up top. And again, stepping out to meet it was Medill. Adamson may have intercepted, has the man off the bench. It's Janke who scores.
A big kill leads to an even bigger goal in transition. Janke stays out of the crease there. Wow. Beautiful fake. Keeps those toes out of going into the crease. A beautiful finish. Great feed. And you got to give the credit to the defense running hard to the bench to make sure that offense can get out. And you can see the bench staff of Whitby really letting their offense know you have to get off the floor quicker.
Hat-trick now for Jacob Janke, and again the OJLL Player of the Week. Another face-off chance quickly. Another save from Medill. Here's Littlejohn. Puts it up top for Soroketti, who stumbled, looked like all on his own, and still trying to regain his footing. There's a slick spot down on the floor they're going to have to take care of. Here's Littlejohn. Yeah, a couple more players find it. Littlejohn shoots, and just blow it dead would be my call. Delayed penalty, though, so not going to happen this time. McAlpine into the corner. Littlejohn, quick stick across is Medill. Oh. Up top, McAlpine. What? They're going to call too many men here against Whitby because Garrett Thompson is standing in front of the door in the change box and didn't go off cleanly. Officials will talk about this as Soroketti goes off. We saw him limp off earlier and then slip on the slick spot, and now he goes to sit in front of the trainer. So offsetting penalties, interference against Trent Robertson, and too many men against the Whitby bench.
Oh, that is going to dry as soon as...
Yeah, no me gusta. Meanwhile, Jacob Janke coming off a 5-goal game and 9 points, both of those career highs against Oakville, with a hat trick and an assist tonight. Here's a look at that transition goal for Janke again. And as you said, the body control to keep his feet out of the crease.
And I love the finish here. A lot of players, young players, you'll see them, they'll fake one way, go the other way. He actually fakes one way, fakes another way, and finishes where he fakes, so completely fools the goalie. As the hot run for Janke continues, coming off that 5-goal, 4-assist, 9-point performance against Oakville just a couple of nights ago.
I thought that Dylan Sanderson had Rookie of the Year in a runaway earlier on in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Jacob Janke are starting to change my mind here. Not just him. Cole Gervais, the goaltender in Peterborough. Thomas Bagnall, in Oakville. The good defender. That's going to be an exciting one to watch in terms of good rookies here in this league, and sets up for some fun over the next couple seasons.
And Whitby now getting the explanation of the too many men, as the in-home will go and serve. Oh boy.
5-on-5 on the offsetting penalties, so no power plays here. Near side, Little John goes all the way back across. Darlison spin move, but beat his defender, but not Medill. Here's Riley Knox. An even split of cheers and boos as the penalties are announced. As Little John winds up, that one off the left arm of Medill, but the rebound right to Langio. Darlison over the top is Knox, tries to bounce it this time. Ends up bouncing it wide and then back over center. (7-5) the score in favor of Brampton. Their largest lead of the game with 7 minutes left to go. Janke around the corner. He'll spin back. It's up top for Acton. Cross to the near side for Byrne. Owen Byrne, twist shot off the foot of Thompson. Rebound ends up in the corner. It bounces into the screening, and this should be Brampton ball. For all the talk that we give this left side, Janke, the righty, is the one doing a lot of damage lately. De Silva, Acton. Janke sets the screen. Acton draws the double team. All this opens room for Marshall to shoot, and it's off a defender. Rebound eludes Marshall, goes to Acton. His twister, wide of the net. Back for Byrne. He spins 4 to shoot. He's dropped by a big hit. Trying to catch the number there. I believe that was Robbie White. Jack McAlpine, Lucas Littlejohn. Penalized players have to wait for a dead ball now to release. As Soroketti takes it from the corner. Trying to find McAlpine cutting to the crease, and it's Belmonte that picks it up. Belmonte has one coming off the bench, and it wouldn't come out of the stick. Witter. Up top, Scott. Ty Scott waiting for a screen. There's De Silva. Pass back. De Silva off center. Going to go over to Marshall. Now Acton. Return pass to Scott was low. Dying seconds of the shot clock. He's going to release, and that hit Oldman in the helmet. It looked like either that or Ben Cromer got a piece of it. Little John has Stewart off the bench. They'll leave one-on-one. A couple players fall in right through the middle of the set. Soroketti still with it. Stewart has to clear out of the creases. He was still trying to get up from that earlier hit. Darlison cross floor. Little John scores.
Matt, you could just feel this one coming. So many opportunities for Whitby. Medill just making some great stops, and it's a skip pass, little hitch from Little John. and hammers that down low. Bringing this game within one. It looks like any time this Whitby team tries to go up top on Medill, he's got it. Anything down the sides, at the feet, that's where he's been struggling to make those saves. And even if he doesn't, he's been making some of those big saves. It's the rebound control, especially in that first period down in this end. We'll see if Whitby tries to expose that again. We got 4 minutes and 50 seconds, lots of time here. But you got to feel that it is one of the most obvious statements in sports, but the next one feels just so big.
In a one-goal game. It's Sorketti off the face-off win. McAlpine through the middle. As is Owen Tapper, he set the screen and then rolled to the crease. Tapper still with it. Cross here to Oldman. Owen Lee going to set the screen as they return it back to the far side. Wheeling around, Sorketti through the middle. That shot trying to reach back in front of Medill. It bounces Brampton's way. And Robertson had a chin strap loose, so he's going to put the ball down and vacate the premises. Oldman must have broke as the official picks up a piece and pucks it out of play. Far side, Sorketti turns the corner. Last second hit there from Neil Adamson. Forced him just wide of the crease. Here's Byrne. Under 4 to play in regulation. Hard hit there, knocked De Silva down. Brampton fans want to call again. And here's Acton to the outside. Back up top, Marshall's shot. They're going to reset the clock, seeing it went through to Thompson. Meanwhile, White comes to throw a big hit in the corner.
There's that big defensive play you talked about, the heart and soul of this defense. White not only makes the check, picks up the loose ball, and gets the ball up the floor. Maybe half a Happy Meal for producer Donnie.
Trying to decide which is the better part. Do I want the fries and the toy? Do I want just the nuggets?
I think the goal is the toy, so
okay.
It was the food portion.
Well, the toys when I grew up with were way better than the ones today, so.
Facts.
On the crease, Darlison. Oldman handled that off the end boards as we ruined the McDonald's sponsorship for next year. Here's Little John. Halfway through Whitby's latest shot clock and 2.5 left to go in the game. Oldman cross to McAlpine. He stumbles, didn't get a lot on the shot as a result, and it rolls into the corner. McAlpine, maybe a second chance. This one bounces wide as well. Little John to McAlpine on the crease, and he got enough to reset the shot clock. Scored the overtime winner for Oakville in their final game with all their seniors together. I mean, this is the time of the game where he would score his goal if it's going to come. Quiet so far tonight. Here's Little John across for Knox. Double seal. Working over to the left side of the floor. Little John cuts through, takes the hit, still stands up. Enough time to shoot just wide. Back over far side, Darlison gets it in on Medill, and he'll handle the rebound as well. Closing in on a minute and a half. 1 timeout for Brampton, 2 for Whitby. And an interception and a steal for Langeal on the run. Sidearm shot soaked by Byrne. Knox from the boards. Little John. Cross floor. Darlison. Back for Little John. He'll shoot. And a split save made by Medill. This ball's going to bounce to the far side, but not in a spot where Adamson can pick up. Phoenix Poland will battle Darlison. And as he grabs the Lucy, it's a timeout called by Whitby with 1:03 to go.
That's what summer ball is all about. These tight, contested contested games, both teams. When you look at the standings, massive implications on both sides. Whitby coming off 3 straight losses. They need this to get their confidence back and not fall down the race. But a couple of big stops from Medill here. We'll see Little John. That last goal, that little hitch, man, is so tough for goalies to read where that ball is coming from. You got to think Sean Wesley, the offensive coordinator, Kevin Jenkins, the head coach, are going to, you would think Little John is going to be a part of this, but they have so many different offensive weapons. They can chalk something up for almost every single guy on the floor. And we know the big body of Langeal is going to be setting up shop somewhere, trying to free up some space.
Pair of goals tonight for Oldman, pair of goals for Little John. Sorketti and Darlison have one. I don't know, man. I still think, big time McAlpine time.
Yeah.
Watch those yellow shoes hanging out outside by the boards. Up top, Sorketti goes there for the quick stick. And it's just off the end boards. Now Little John looks for the hat trick. That hits the back end of Blondin. Chased down here by Sorketti. He'll take the shoot. That one doesn't go, and they try to get it back to Little John with no time. 36 on the clock. Looking to the Brampton bench. They have a timeout. They got a man down on a knee. And Medill bent over as well. Hot one inside Iroquois Park, as it normally is. Garrett Thompson races to the bench to go. Well, I was going to say grab a drink. It looks like he's just headed off here. Is this not Brampton possession in Whitby territory? That looked like where they were setting up.
I think this is why they're having the conversation here. And with just over 30 seconds left,
they're putting more time on the clock.
Yes, you're right. We'll see what goes back up on the clock, but Whitby choosing to keep the extra player on the floor to try to get that cause turnover.
So it goes up to 40 seconds. Byrne crosses center. That was the first hurdle. Byrne close to the net, had to twist the shot. And a big hit in behind the net. And bouncer here coming across for Darlison. Darlison grabs it. Will leave for Little John. Extra attacker set for Whitby. Darlison, Langeal doesn't shoot. Cross floor, Little John. Now he lets rip. The low bouncer goes off a couple boards. Close to center. Oh boy, Sorketti just kept the play alive. And then Little John, with Winter on top of him, forced that shot to go up and out of play. 6 seconds to go, and they won't get a goaltender back in. Brampton, after blowing it up at the trade deadline, are going to win back-to-back. Take a big one here in Whitby's 7-6 your final.
What a story this Brampton team has become this summer. You mentioned it. They unload their veterans, their key core pieces that have been donning the maroon and gold for the last few years. They go out, get Marcus Medill, and this team is still very much in it. Picking up their 9th victory of the season, up to 18 points now. That gives them as many points as Mimico right now as it stands. Obviously, Mimico with some games in hand, but man, this now just proves that this Brampton team, yes, they're getting younger, but this team is poised to make a deep playoff run here, learn for the future, and they're playing with house money.
3 of their biggest pieces traded away. Of course, they're still counting up seven graduating seniors on this team with something to play for as they head towards the playoffs. The Excelsiors win 7-6 this evening We're back on the air on Saturday. It's the Orangeville Northmen and the Toronto Beaches from Ted Reeve Arena, a 7 p.m. start right here. If you subscribe to this channel, you'll know exactly when we go live. For my partner, Pat Gregoire, good to work with you again, buddy. It's been a while.
It was great.
Always fun.
Like riding a bike, Matt.
Gary Morrison for the JVI Sports Network. Colleen Grimes of the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. Our director, Chris Main, and the rest of our JVI Sports Network crew. I'm Matthew Carrick saying good night from Whitby, where Brampton wins 7-6. We'll talk to you on Saturday.